Hey everyone, so today's video I'm going to show you how to use a foam roller. For those of you who don't know what a foam roller is, this is a foam roller. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Usually you're going to be looking at somewhere between 45 centimetres, which is this one, or a 90 centimetre long one. This is the bog standard foam one. These usually retail for around about sort of £19 for the sort of the 90 centimetres one, which probably the one I would go for. Then you have the ones which are sort of made of a sort of thick plastic sort of tube with knobbly bits on the outside. Those ones are good, but they're sort of more of an advanced level. Certainly they will give you a little bit more discomfort, and if you're new to this, then essentially I would probably avoid and use the easier ones which I'm using today. So what does a foam roller do? So the common misunderstanding with foam rollers is that people think they substitute for stretching. They don't. They work on something very, very different. A foam roller is designed to work on fascial tissue. Fascial tissue is connective tissue which exists between layers of muscle, fat, skin, and we have particular thickenings of it in certain parts of the body which help act a bit like a muscle to give you some tensile strength. You cannot stretch them because they're not elastic in any way, shape or form, so you just won't be able to stretch it. They're just tensely too strong, so unfortunately you need to batter them using one of these. You tend to foam roll for each muscle group probably for a good couple of minutes, depending on what you can tolerate. Pain-wise, you're probably talking about a 5 out of 10 maximum. If you're doing more than that, drop down the timings, sort of 20 seconds, 30 seconds maximum, until you get used to it a little bit. The more you go on, the better you'll get at it, and the more sadistic you will get, and the harder you'll want to push. So this is an introduction level, so for those of you who haven't done it before, I'll show you some ways of getting started. So first one's first is the calf. So calf, you would start with your legs straight, the non-foam rolling leg you have on the ground to give you a little bit of support, and then what you're going to do is you're basically going to roll back and forth on the foam roller. You should feel a bit of pressure, maybe a bit of discomfort. That's probably about a 2 out of 10 for me at the moment. To make it more challenging, what you could then do is do full body weight, which is obviously a workout for your arms and your core as well, but for me that's now a good 4 out of 10, so it makes a big difference. Try and do the whole length of the muscle coming up towards the back of the knee. Hamstring, same sort of principle. Start just above the knee. My other leg is going to be here again, just to give me some stability on the ground and take some of the pressure away. And then you're going to roll back and forth as such. Again, to make it more challenging, let's do that. Did my leg, both legs off the ground, rolling, 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 rolling. Onto your ITB. The ITB is one of those sort of thickenings that I talked about, which act a bit like a muscle. This is probably what the bread and butter of what your foam roller is made for. So to do your ITB, the bottom leg needs to be as straight as you can, as such. The top leg needs to be above sort of the foam roller. This is the leg that's doing the push, so it's moving up and down. Your hand's taking your body weight, and you're going to roll up and down, trying to keep your body as parallel as possible. I would then vary the angle of it, roll forward a bit, roll backwards a bit, going up towards the bony lump at the top of the hip. Don't roll on the bony lump, you don't need to, it's not giving you any benefit, it will just be sore, and you roll. The middle part of the ITB is where it's most sensitive. There's a nerve there, don't worry about it. It's okay to foam roll, it's supposed to be uncomfortable. And again, you will get used to it, I promise. Quads, same process as your quads here. So onto the front. Again, I'll keep my left leg on the ground a bit, and I can bend my knee, just kind of get myself working. Rolling up towards the hip. And then to make it more challenging, I can then take both legs off the ground and roll. And then for your middle back, which is probably the bit that I feel most benefit from doing my foam rolling, is a bit very nice and simple. One proviso with this is never ever roll lower than here. Here the back starts to curve the other way. So essentially what you're doing with foam roller is you're overarching, can cause compression and a little bit of discomfort. So it's a middle back only. So onto middle back, and there's two things you can do. First one is you can just hands behind your head, give your head a bit of support and just roll. Up and down. You can vary the amount you lean over it to kind of put more or less pressure through. Clicks and clunks. It's not particularly painful. If it clicks and clunks, don't worry about it, that's normal. And the second version you can do is Just get it into a nice point where you feel like you're really restricted. So that's there for me. I'm just going to lean back and hold. You'll feel a bit of pressure through the front of the chest. That's okay as long as you can tolerate it, and just hold it there. For the middle back, I would suggest doing sort of 5 minutes a night of that. For those of us at the moment that are working from home on laptops, which are ergonomically pretty poor, I would definitely say this is a must do. Okay, so that is your introduction to foam rolling. Keep your eye out on next videos coming up. I'll show you how to trigger point and loosen off different muscles using a trigger point ball.